Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah, just give me a moment before I start. I'm extremely sorry for this delay. I'm sharing the screen. Is it visible?
yes,
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 ma'am.
yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, so I'll just start with a slideshow. Okay, good morning to all of you. So today we are going to go into an area which is quite familiar to all of you. That is about developing soft skills in students. So you all know what soft skills are, what is required for making the students ready for placements, employment ready. So we all know that it's been like when we are giving them, when we are teaching them throughout the period of graduation or post graduation, we know that the curriculum is completely covered, but along with that, making them employable and making them learn certain skills that will make them employable and that will help them sustain in their career. That's very important. So what we're going to deal with today is this is a masterclass on soft skills and mindset, for a growth mindset for the students. It's an interesting area, and I think many of you would have even thought about it, and there may be people who have worked on developing soft skills amongst this group. So what we are going to deal in this talk is, we will see what are the soft skills that you need to offer to the students and what is already being offered. What are the ways in which you can develop these soft skills, and how to improve the mindset of the students. That is a very important thing. And we'll be dealing with a concept called VESPA, where how you enrich the students in developing their mindset towards success. So these are the things we're going to discuss. We are going to have a task on soft skills. Let's have a short discussion and name what all soft skills students need to develop. So let us have a quick discussion on, can you all just come up with your ideas and thoughts? What soft skills do you think what students need to develop? I hope you know what is meant by soft skills.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think are the soft skills that we need to develop in students, or students need to develop amongst themselves? I think you can just throw your thoughts and ideas, whatever you have in mind.
May I, ma'am?
Yeah, sure. Matushi, madam.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Please come.
So, what I am thinking that like soft skill means it actually it's not only speaking in English. It should have the total communication capability. It must have the attitude, the enthusiasm, the ability to make a team, networking, and you can say the professionalism the students must have when they are going for their professional life. Uh, Problem solving capability, critical thinking, decision making. Can they be called as the soft skills needed for the students to be placed in their future life, ma'am?
Yes, yes, quickly. These are some of the things that I think you've told most of the things
Madam,
that you need to, tell me.
yeah, I'm Dr. Dabro. I just want to add something. Most of the things Moses madam have already said.
Yeah,
But I want to add another thing. The body language is also very important.
exactly. Very true.
Because, once you have a good body language, that, excites a crowd and they also go with it. I mean,
Yeah.
And sometimes I see that, students, they read a lot of things in the slide. Instead, they're just reading the slides, which is also not very interesting. So they should convey the thoughts directly and they should face the audience and they should speak directly with the audience, communicating directly other than reading by lines.
You mean to say about the presentation?
Presentation is
right?
also part of soft skills.
Yeah,
If you
yeah, right.
have good soft skills, you cannot present.
Yeah. Very true. Anybody else? I think Dr. Abro, Dr. Matushi have covered quite many of the soft skills that is needed. Can you all tell me what do you currently do to develop each of these soft skills? What is done in your institution? Do you think your institution is developing soft skills effectively? Can you all just rate your institution, whether you're doing it nicely, it needs to be improved? If it's poor?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, what happens in our college from our department, what we are doing in every week, we are arranging one grooming class. Actually, the teachers, they are just grooming means they are telling the students what should be the body language, which Abro sir was saying, the body language when somebody is asking them questions at the time of placement interview, how they should represent themselves. They are speaking capability, and they are giving one topic just jam, just a minute, which we have also done in our course in this program. They are saying that on this topic, whatever it comes in your mind, you say for 1 minute, and how they should write their resume properly so that it will attract the employers, and group discussion, they are giving any topic, and then they are saying that you just discuss among yourselves, and it shouldn't reflect that you are, very much dominating, or you're not, sitting like a dump, you're not saying anything. You should have a moderate level of communication among yourself. These things they are teaching there.
Okay, so this is happening as a regular practice in your department?
Every week we are actually beyond the class hours, because ma'am, you can understand that in this scenario it's not possible to arrange all the syllabus courses in that 1 week, if we are having 7 classes per day, so 7 5 so 35. It's not possible to arrange all these things in 35 classes. So what we are doing, we are taking the classes in the evening. That is obviously in online mode. And sometimes we are having some extra academic hours. In that extra academic hours, we are actually upbringing the students so that they can present themselves properly in front of the outside world. That we are doing.
Yes, that's a very essential thing. And I think that's one great thing you're doing. And is it been done in all the departments, or it's specific to certain departments?
Ma'am, actually every department, they are doing things in their way. My department, I am working like that. But it's more or less every department is doing this sort of
it. Yes. Yeah. Because it's now it's the need of the hour to get students ready for the industry, the corporate world, because students are quite naive, they don't have that understanding of many things like body language, your etiquette, how you carry yourself with confidence, with all your problem solving abilities. If you don't have that, even emotional intelligence is something that is very important. So it's very good if you're
Madam,
doing it. Yes.
Madam, I have a small question.
Yeah.
That is, writing skills can be also part of soft skills.
What?
Writing skills.
Yes, certainly. Writing
Yeah,
skills is also part of soft skills.
Yeah, yesterday actually I got a shocker. I got a mail from a student, in an email that subject area is there, not the actual body part. The subject area he's writing his entire text on that subject area.
Oh, okay,
So I got a
okay.
shocker, and I was trying to analyze in why that is happening. I also got such mails before. Some
Yeah.
students, I believe, is coming from absolutely rural areas. And,
Yeah.
I think, that is carrying away, the school education where, all these soft skills are not taught once they come to the university level.
Yeah, very true.
So,
They don't know how to write a
difficult
mail. They
to-
don't
yeah,
know how
yeah.
to write an application and
Yeah.
anything. I think the language part, communication part in many parts of the country is an issue that students face a difficulty. And I think it's on our part to help them develop that. I think in all the institutions, the humanities department can take initiative right from the beginning of the, in the first year itself, where like yesterday we were discussing the science and humanities department, where basically the humanities department, if they arrange classes right from the first semester separately, it's not need not be a part of the curriculum, then I think these things can be resolved in maybe in an year.
May
Yeah.
I add something, madam?
Yeah, sure, madam. Sunipa,
Yeah,
madam, is it?
Yeah, right.
I
What
think
we
I've
are
started
following-
recognizing your voices.
Oh, that's good. Great, ma'am. Okay,
Yeah,
what we
tell
are
me.
following in our college that first we have to identify those students who require soft skill. Not necessarily everybody requires soft skill, because many students are from very, high-end English medium background. So I
Yes.
think those students don't need the soft skill polishing. So first we recognize those students and we carry a test, that is diagnostic test. From this diagnostic test, those students are just entering in the first year curriculum. We do the diagnostic test for those students. And after diagnostic test, we identify those students that require the soft skill polishing. So then we collect those students based on the result and start brushing up those students, and we take the help from the third party, and we have deputed the third party organization, and those students are brushed up through the entire period of their 4 years curriculum. So that
Very good.
because this is not a one night matter, it requires some years to brush up those students, and after completing the 4 years, those students are really got uplifted. They can speak well. So this is the thing we are following in our college.
Very good idea. And that you're right by saying that everybody does not need it. You need to provide only for those who are from that background.
Right.
Yes, it's very true. Because some students, like we also conducted many communication skills classes, and those students who are from a very good background, who have studied in English medium throughout, they find that silly. They think, oh, why are you teaching us grammar? So that is a very good thing that you are conducting a test, an aptitude test, a diagnostic test, you said. So that is very good. And I think that is the right way to do it. And when you're doing it consistently for the 4 years, that's the time when you are able to get the result. Because this is a very slow process. You slowly develop this soft skills in them, and they are really groomed by the end of their graduation. And when they are ready for the placements, they are really groomed. And I think that makes a marked difference in your placement rates also. Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, true.
Yeah. Okay, so just let us go through some of the essential soft skills. As we all discussed, communication skills is very important. Emotional intelligence, how you handle the situations, how you handle your emotions, your anger, your some students are very restless. I deal with quite a few students, very restless, especially when they come join after school. I teach a first year subject every year, I make it a point to teach the first year students physics. And when I see them, some of the students are so peculiar. They behave in a very peculiar manner, but they're very good in academics, but quite restless. The way they behave and the way they talk, everything is quite different from a matured kind of child. So that emotional, to develop that emotional intelligence, that emotional quotient, that is also very important. And like you all said, Matushi madam and Abro sir, you had said about critical and creative thinking, how creative you are, because in today's world, your innovative ideas, your creativity makes a huge difference. So how good you are at problem solving, thinking creatively, that makes a marked difference in all these students when they go out to the world. Leadership skills, you all know. I think it's leadership skills are not developed in a year or two. You need to work on it. I think all of us are also in the process of developing our leadership skills as teachers. And so when they go as managers, when these students go into the industry, when they go into the corporate world, and after a few years of experience, they become managers, then this leadership skills that they acquire during the course of their study, that helps them a lot. Like when you give them a chance to organize things, when you give them a chance to lead, then they certainly come up with their innate qualities of leadership. Work ethics, I think, is something which we hadn't discussed now. It's very important. Honesty, loyalty, integrity. In any, because even right from your time of education till when you go into your professional world, how honest you are, how your personal integrity matters a lot. So work ethics also comes under soft skills, and confidence. I think it's a major thing that we need to build up in our students, the confidence to speak. I think Matushi ma'am was saying that students, they slowly, when they start speaking, they gain that confidence. And when you give them opportunities, unless you give them opportunities to open up and speak on forums, platforms, they will not gain that confidence. And confidence to face the interview, getting them ready for group discussion, personal interview, all that, developing all those soft skills is in our hands. So I think we all as teachers, as educators, academicians, it's a major role we need to play in developing these soft skills amongst our students. What all can be done? We can provide students with opportunities to practice teamwork and leadership. Like we said, we can organize many events. You can create opportunities for public speaking. You can have a lot of competitions. I think many of you in your institutions, you may be having clubs, right? You all have different clubs.
Yes, we are having.
You may be having literary clubs.
Yes, orators club.
Pardon me?
Club,
Yeah.
music club, photography club, many
Okay.
clubs.
Many clubs you have. And I think a literary club helps a lot in if you keep organizing activities like extempore, speech, debate on any issue, anything, any issue you can just have. And if it's done on a regular basis, then the students get an opportunity for public speaking. But here there is one thing that I have observed, like students who are smart, they always are there in the forefront. And if you organize any event, they are there. Always there is a common factor. Like these smart students who are capable students, they come up and participate. The students who are a little meek, students who are not very confident in speaking up, who feel their language power is not that good, they keep themselves away. So what do you all think? What do we need to do to bring them forward? Is there something that you all do?
In our college, we arrange language fest every year, and it is mandatory for all students to participate in that.
Okay.
So no student can just not participate in that. It is mandatory. So in that way, they are coming forward. And what you have said, it's right. In maximum cases, in other activities, most of the students who are participating, they are participating in every activities. But yes, again, we arrange different activities where it is mandatory that they have to participate. Whether they can or not, that is different issue. But they will come up, they will speak, they will try to communicate their whatever they want to communicate. And it is happening, and it is happening as Sunipa Madam said. In our college also, we have that same mechanism. That is, we are taking a test. We are identifying the students who require that communications to be developed, communication skills to be developed. And from the very first year, both the humanities department teachers and as well as third party, the professionals, they are there. We have the move with them. They are guiding the students from the very first year itself and up to the fourth year. Before the placement, up to that also we are guiding by those persons, by the third party and as well as the teachers. And after they get the placement, then also we are guiding them. Not only that, we leave them.
Okay.
We guide them that what they have to do in their workplace. That is also very important.
Okay.
So that also we are guiding, and we are getting the result also. Our students are being awarded in different corporate sectors. They are getting the best employee award. Like this, there are different students. We are getting the best employee awards, and that is obviously.
Wow, that's good. Yeah. So what is the feedback you get from employers after you have trained them? Have you taken feedback from the employers?
Yes. We regularly take that mechanism. I have discussed that yesterday also.
Yeah.
In certain areas, they are lacking, say, the communication skill. Still, they are lacking in certain areas, but that is a very few. The percentage is very less. We are trying to make up that also. And as I am a part of that also, I can give you the first-hand experience that yes, that employers, most of the employers are giving a very good feedback. But we want honest feedback, so we are telling them whatever they feel, please give us so that we can work on it and we can try to rectify our students.
Okay, can you tell me a few of their suggestions? What suggestions do they put forward? How you should train them? What do they give? What suggestions do they give?
The employers, you were saying.
Yeah. I'm talking about the employers.
Yes, they are giving different suggestions. Most of them are converging on one point, that is, in certain areas, they require to be more, what I can say, they require to be the communication problem in some of the cases, that is because they have to deal with external customers, that is the foreign customers, most of the cases. And in that case, the English speaking, in some of the cases, they are lacking. That is one thing they are saying us. This is about 2 years ago feedback, I can say, because recent feedback, I don't know.
Okay.
1 or 2 years, I don't know. Before that, yes, that is one area. And there is, as you have said, madam, that is one thing, that is a work pressure. That is also, they are saying, because as their work pressure is very high compared to the pressure which they have within this college or before that. So in certain cases, what happens, they are losing their mind, and that is one thing. So they have told us to work on that also. That's how to manage the stress. So we have already started that also, because stress management is one of the most important aspects in today's world. So we have already started working on that, because 3 of our faculty members itself, they are trained in that. Actually, they are trained in yoga practice and all those things, and they are regularly taking the classes for that also. So we are thinking of that also. So these are certain areas, and there are other areas also, but most of them converge on this only. So I have just mentioned this too.
Okay, so stress management, that's a thing we had in fact left out. Stress management, how to handle that in workplace. I think that workshops, if you organize, if you call persons, yoga persons, and if you're able to even call industry persons, accomplished industry persons who can speak on stress management, I think that helps a lot. And that's a good thing you spoke about now. Anything else? Anybody else? any inputs regarding this?
Madam, your second point is very good. Actually, incorporate opportunities for public speaking into class.
Yeah.
Because public speaking is one of the greatest fears of average human beings. It is supposed to be rated as top 3 fears.
Right.
Because people do not want to get judged by others. That is one, absolute fear. Standing in a stage and getting blackout is a very normal phenomena.
Very true.
So we have to make sure that we have to do a lot of mentoring to the students and make sure that how they take care of that fear.
I think you just need to give them a lot of opportunities, and
Yes,
like I
practice,
told,
yes. Yeah.
like I told you, always there is a problem that I have also faced. Only a few students come forward. The rest of the students who are meek and even maybe they are very good at academics, but they just keep themselves away from all this. To persuade them, to convince them, I think is a big task. I've also been involved in these activities. In fact, it was our change project. So that's why I said that I'm interested in taking this class. So this change project, what we did in our institute, I'll be showing you a small video of what we did. As a case study, I can show you that. So I faced a lot of problem in convincing the students to come forward. They had a feeling that, no, this will not be possible for us. I cannot do it. I cannot speak. So to convince them and to get them into the front, and finally, when their placement time came, they were able to perform better. So that was one achievement that we got. I think a lot of mentoring needs to be done. Like you said, we need to mentor them. And
we have to ask them to practice, keep on practicing, and they have to develop that habit of whenever they're in the stage, spontaneously they should be able to speak.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
sometimes you have a crowd of scientists and professors who are very unhappy. They have very unhappy faces. So speaking in front of them is it's a big challenge. In fact, yesterday I had a seminar and I found some IIT professors sitting and looking at me in a very suspicious manner. In fact, they were quite unhappy. I don't know for what. And I got blackout. There's a little bit of blackout for a few seconds in the stage. So,
that's true. It happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
When we go for project presentations, when you are submitting a project proposal and for funding, when we go for presentations, I've also faced this situation when you have people from IIT and NIT sitting in front of you with a frown. You just don't know.
Yeah.
When you are presenting, you're very confident to stand in front of them and present your project. But when you see their face, you always have a doubt. And whether am I saying the right thing or not? So that thing happens, even after, I think we're all quite experienced, 22 years of experience. And still, if this blackout comes, then you can just imagine what the students must be going through. So I think mentoring, Dr. Rudra Prasad Chaudhary, right? Am I right? And Swamiji's project,
Yes.
that is the mentor-mentee.
Yes.
There, I think your mentoring can focus a lot on this aspect of developing soft skills in students.
Yes.
So that is one area where you need to work. Everyone, I think, all of us. And another thing I felt is give students opportunities to practice different role plays. I think that also helps, if you organize events where students can develop this capability of enacting somebody else. You give them chance of role plays also, that makes quite a good difference in building up their confidence. You can add many more points to this. Is there anything you would like to add to what we have mentioned? Anybody else?
Madam, can you suggest a mechanism by which we can eliminate the fear of public speaking? Should we kind of, like what can we do? Should we completely eliminate it, or should we live with it and develop more habits?
You mean to talk about students?
Yeah. In general, I'm talking about it.
In general, okay. You're saying that if somebody is hesitating to speak, then you should try to you should help them overcome it, or you mean to say we should try to live with it?
What I'm talking about on your point number 2, public speaking, that is that.
Yeah.
So generally we have certain kind of fear, right? Once we are in a stage or in a community, and we do not want people to judge us, for example. That fear is always there.
Yeah.
So what do we do? How do we deal with it? I mean,
I think you just need to start speaking. That's the only way you can deal with it. You should, like, if suppose if it is me, and if I am hesitating to talk, then I think I should start going and doing it. Otherwise, it's not going to go.
But suppose meantime we get a dry mouth and heart throbs and we get sweats. And we
That will
get some
come.
sort of,
That will be there only for the first or the second or the third time. I think the fourth time this will not happen. Because
Okay.
I know personally a student, I remember he was a student in the first year 10 to 12 years back. And now he's very well placed in an industry in Bangalore. I remember when he came, he was from a very remote area in Chhattisgarh. And we have a competency enhancement training program. We used to have it long back, and then in between we got entangled in many other works and we stopped doing it. So in those times when we had this program, competency enhancement training program for the first year students, I remember this boy, he was sweating and he was almost in tears when we asked him to just speak for 2 minutes. He was very upset, a very smart boy, very by appearance, he looks good, smart, and academically also he was from a good school, but I think he was from an Hindi medium school, but he had good marks, but he was so scared. That fear was so much in him. So what we did was we tried to make him do many things. We made him the in charge of a cell. We had a techno club, so we made him the head of that, and then we made him speak, and we made him compare for many events. We told him you have to do it. And what I saw after the second year was that his name was Rahul, I remember, and he was a totally transformed person. We made him do it, and even now he whenever he visits college and he comes to meet us, and he says, you helped us a lot in changing my attitude, my fear. So I think what we need to do is just go ahead and do it. To remove that fear, we can only do that thing that will overcome the fear. If we live with it, and if we try to think that no, I'm not able to do it, I will not be able to do it, I think we'll never overcome it. That's what I feel.
But fears are part of emotions. Can we completely eliminate emotions? Emotions will proper. Sometimes,
No, I think we can overcome fear.
Okay.
Don't you think you were maybe a few years back, you were not so, you were scared, and now you're not, you don't have that much fear? Has that fear factor reduced?
I'm scared even now today.
But no, you must be feeling that, but you may not
I feel scared every time. I don't know why.
No, but you will feel scared, but you're able to speak out, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what.
Just consider who is speaking the most. Then you can understand you have come out of that fear long back.
Yeah, that's what. You've come out of the fear long back. It's not there. It's not in you.
Madam, yes, ma'am. Actually, I was taking a back seat only because my whole of the presentation is based on this today's topic of yours. So that's why I was not disclosing anything. And now I am feeling that if I could have already presented on the first day, then all these things could be the repetition again.
This would have been covered already, right?
Yeah. That's why.
Okay, so that's your change project, is it?
My change project is all about communication skills.
Oh, okay. So what I'm going to do, show you what I have done. We have done in our institute. That will again be something. Maybe you can add more to.
Definitely.
You can keep adding to your presentation. I think when is your turn coming? Tomorrow.
My turn is last.
Okay.
Madam,
So you can keep adding.
Yeah,
you can keep adding.
I gave you on the Sunday night, and my turn is that's for the last.
Okay. So I think that's the thing. You should just come out of it and just keep doing the thing that scares you. See, if you're afraid of paragliding, and don't you think if you do it two, 3 times, you would not be as scared as before? You will not be. If you're scared of heights, if you have that fear of anything, that I think you should do it and then come out of it. And unless and until we motivate students to come out of that fear and make them stand in front of an audience and talk confidently, then we are not helping them. We need to help them in that aspect. As teachers, it's a prime responsibility for us, because see, if you teach a course, you teach a subject, I think that's only a part of the job. How you train them to be ready for the world is the rest 50%. So I think we all need to do that, and we need to mentor them, keep mentoring them, make them confident, keep telling them that no, you are good, you can do it. And I think they'll slowly come out of it. And the fear you said, I told you, right, when we go for project presentations, I'm always scared. When I stand in front, I also shiver. But that even in spite that my hands shiver, I think nobody knows. From my voice, they wouldn't know that I'm shivering, my legs are shaking. They wouldn't know. That fear is always there. That's your emotion. I think we'll have to live with that part of it. But you need to cover it up.
Yeah, we cannot show that to the audience.
You cannot show that to the audience. You have to camouflage it.
And that
recently there was a program in which in our college, it was a function of the staff club, and we had to sing. I was singing after a long time, and then I was just literally shivering. I couldn't, but then nobody realized that. But I know that comes when I'm not so confident about something, when I've not done that preparation well, then I'm also scared, I'm also worried. But then I think the person in front of you, the audience, they should never know. That much camouflage we should be able to do, and that we should train our students. That innate emotions, let it be there, let that person live with it, but he should be able to cover it up and face the audience.
Perfect answer, madam. Perfect answer. This is what I was expecting from you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's the skill that we should develop, the public speaking part, that we should make them do, keep making them do it. And what we do is that we have every semester, we have 2 classes a week for different activities. So we make them do a lot of activities. There are students, like as I told you earlier, some students just barge in and participate, and some students take a back seat. So we have a few people, mentors, some junior faculty members whom we have made them to search out these students who are not participating and taking a back seat, make them do it the next time. And just what we do is you organize. We tell them the next event, you people are going to organize. They'll come running to you saying, no, we cannot do it. I cannot do it. I'm scared. I don't know. But we say, no, nothing doing. You can take our help, but you have to organize it. So that way we try to bring them forward. So I think that's a good thing we can all do. So let me just move ahead. So now some of the things that you can see in this slide, these are certain things what we can do. To develop soft skills, you need to create that mindset. I'll be talking about the VESPA mindset. So we'll be discussing about that. You give them themes, make them do small tutorials where they can work on some of the soft skills like problem solving abilities, creative thinking, critical thinking. So all these, you can have small tutorial classes, giving them certain themes, maybe related to the subject, so that they will come out with it. You give them targets, set targets for them, and if they're able to learn target setting for themselves on their own, then that will be a very great thing that they can learn. Keep personal tutors, that like mentors, give them counseling sessions. Safe space safeguarding is like how you handle their emotions, like you give them how you protect them from their own fears and worries, and how you help them come out. Give them a safe space and help them to come out of it. So I think you should let some students who you feel may not open up, you can make them confide in you. You can have guidance officers, and then I think you all must be having a students union. So there is a platform for the students to show their leadership skills. So there also, like we said earlier, the students who already have leadership qualities only will come out. But in spite of that, I think we can make some small representatives of the class, so that even students who are quite inactive also, you can just make them do it. From my personal experience, I felt that if you keep pushing them to do things, they will do it. They just need that grooming and mentoring in developing these soft skills. So I think this is something we can you can discuss amongst in your institute, if and get more ideas. Like, you know, there is a situation where your employers say that your students are not employment ready, they're not work ready. What would you do to make them employable? What would you do to make the employers happy? So this is something I think you can go back to your institution and have a workshop on it, small 1-day workshop, half-day workshop. You can just coordinate that and see what ideas your faculty members come out with, your colleagues come out with. And I think the younger minds will have, if you discuss with the younger faculty members, they will have some more novel things what can be done. So I think that is one exercise which you all can do going back to your institution. So shall we just, I think I'll just show you a video of our change project. I think I had shown it once when we were working on our change project. But still, I think many of you may not have seen. So, do you remember I had shown this once? Anyone?
Yes, ma'am. I can remember. You have shown it before.
Yeah, I think this was shown to a small group. I think we had divided into 2 groups during that time. So this was what we did. This was a gist of what we did during our change project. This was prior to COVID, you know. So all the activities we could do full-fledged in the institute. And from the duration between our second workshop and the third workshop of UKIERI, we had ample time. So during that time, we could effectively conduct this. And what conducting that once was not the big thing. After that, we have made it a culture in our institute. Although during the COVID times, it was quite difficult. We used to have some of the activities, we used to have it online. Like we did a jam session online. We used to make students participate in dumb charades online. So all that we used to do. But whenever the college used to reopen, and when we had time just before the placements, and we used to have a regular training session. So we used to give them a lot of practice on group discussion and personal interview also. So this has now been inculcated into our system of working. So this, I think, I had participated in this UKIERI program along with my principal. She was also there in that video. So both of us together worked quite hard in implementing this in the institute. And I think that has helped remarkably in grooming our students. Because in our state of Chhattisgarh, majority of the students are from Hindi medium. To make them come out of their shell was the biggest task. So we start right from the first year, and because I'm involved in teaching the first year, it's easy for me to get connected to them. So I easily get connected to the students right from the first year, and slowly then when they go to their department, then they are quite groomed. After the first year, they're quite groomed, and then when they go into the second year and third year, if we follow that culture, then that I think that has been working quite well since the past 3 years. So I can just show you what we felt, what was our project impact. This is just to give you an idea of that case study. We could improve the confidence of the students. Majority of the students became fluent in English. Their technical skills and aptitude, we kept on conducting aptitude tests, technical tests also, so that many of the weak students who were not ready for the placements, we could help them out. And we got in that, this is a project in fact which we had presented during our change project presentation. So we had got good performance, good placement rates during that session. And even after that, because once they have already been groomed, I think it was easy for us to continue this. And that initial problem was, initially it was difficult convincing the students. So once that we were out of that, it was we were more comfortable. So there was a paradigm shift in the culture of the institution, which was not there, because I've been there for even for the, I think, more than 15 years before that. So we used to have it, but we used to never do it systematically. All these things were in place, but nothing was done systematically. So when we brought a system in conducting these activities, that helped a lot. So, and that was also, we could get a good, it was worked as a unique selling idea for admissions, because when people were joining the institute in the first year, they came to know that here there are some extra coaching classes being held for improving communication skills. So people from the interior parts, students who were aware that they wanted to improve their communication skills, who wanted to improve their soft skills, they were interested in joining our institute. So when we were trying to communicate this change project, what we felt was that we had to discuss a lot with this faculty members. So to get the faculty members understand the need, that took some time. So we had to completely involve ourselves in communicating with them. We even conducted workshops to train faculty members. So we took some help from outside professionals and trained faculty members to become mentors. And we started doing it right from the first year, and it became a part of our curriculum. Although it's not there in our university curriculum, we started doing it, and we started giving credits for that. And like we have credits, some sessional marks we started awarding to the students. So they felt there is a need to be active in all these activities. But we also faced a lot of challenges. Students were not convinced. They said they will not, they never felt that there was a need. So initially there was, so you have seen a chart where we keep marking the students for each activity. We give them points for each activity. So in the beginning, that chart was almost empty. There were 2 or 3 students who used to come. But in the subsequent years, what we have seen is that, and even in this year, because since we have been having offline classes, we're seeing good response from the students for all these activities. And mentors also, they were not convinced. So those workshops which we conducted for them made them realize that this is very necessary. So, and another thing what we did was, you must have seen in those leadership theories, you give rewards. So we keep giving rewards, prizes for activities. What we do is that we give them certificates, if it's online certificates or even off hard copy certificates also, we keep giving certificates for any activity. And whenever there's a program in college, we give them prizes for these activities, what they've done. And for the mentors, every semester, those who are mentors, we give them appreciation letters. So all that made them motivated. They were interested in doing this, taking up this task of developing the soft skills amongst the students. So these were some of the soft skills which we worked on. That was motivation, flexibility in handling the situations. We cannot be rigid on things like this. So to help them develop, help the students develop their abilities, we'll have to understand them, their psychology, their emotional quotient, all that, and then be flexible and tune ourselves to them. We cannot make them tune them to our ideas completely. So their flexibility was required. Patience is something which I think we all would agree. We need to be patient with these people because initially they won't respond. And then teamwork that we could develop, and leadership skills, automatically all these things will come up. And positivity. When you say that you can do it, then I think that optimistic attitude comes in there. So these things, if we develop, I think slowly, they'll get ready for the outside world. So I think this, now we've almost come to the end of that part of working on developing soft skills. Now this mindset of the students. So I'll just show you what makes an ideal student, some of the qualities. So you can just read through this quote. When you enter a mindset, you enter a new world. In one world, the world of fixed traits, success is about proving you're smarter or talented, validating yourself. In the other, the world of changing qualities, it is about stretching yourselves to learn something new, developing yourself. So this is how you develop a growth mindset. So I think you must have understood this. There are two ways. Either you align yourself to what is existing and validate yourself, show you are smarter, or then you are also living in a world which is very dynamic, changing qualities. So how you stretch yourself and accommodate yourself to fit into that world, learning new things and developing yourself. That itself, that you can call as the growth mindset. So the mindset tool is what I told you. Do you all remember the Vespa scooter, LML Vespa?
Yes, madam.
Is it? I think you have all seen that. So this, you can relate that it's nothing. It has got nothing. This Vespa has got nothing to do with that scooter. But it can just remind you, the name can remind you of that scooter. So Vespa is, the first V stands for vision, E for effort, S for the systems, P for practice, and A for attitude. So these are the things, these are the qualities that can be developed in the students. How to develop these 5 things, the mindset, that's the way, that's the thing we all can work on to develop this mindset amongst the students. So I can just show you, see, this is what the Vespa scooter, and you can just, this is just maybe to relate to things, otherwise it has got nothing to do with the scooter. Though vision multiplied by effort, or you add on it, vision plus effort plus systems plus practice plus attitude, all that can lead to your success. So you can just see what it is. Vision. What is vision? Know what you want to achieve and understand how you need to work to get there. So that is what the first thing that is needed to be developed in your students. So we are now thinking about how you can make your students develop this mindset. So for that, they should first understand what they want in life. If you are aimless, if you're not ambitious, then that would not be sufficient. So you have to make them have a vision. Then you have to tell them or train them to study and put in efforts in everything, not necessarily in academics, in all areas where they need to excel. Put efforts inside the class or outside the class. And then you organize what you've learned. See, you can have a lot of qualities, you can have a lot of talent, but unless you're organized in that, you cannot exhibit your talents, your abilities. So you need to organize your learning. Then you have to practice, like what we discussed some time back. You make them practice and develop the skill. So first, what you need to is, see, you can take a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink it. So that feeling should come from the student himself, that he needs to develop his skills. So that feeling of the need to develop the skills, if you create, then automatically he will practice and he will develop it. And suppose he is not able to achieve success in the beginning, he should be able to have that positive attitude to respond constructively to setbacks. Even if there is a setback, he should be able to come out of it. He should not be disappointed, disillusioned, and just skip the arena. That should not happen. And you should, I think we all as can act as mentors to make them develop this attitude. So if this Vespa mindset is created, I think it would help students a lot. Have any of you are you familiar with this idea? Have you come across this Vespa mindset?
No, ma'am.
It's something it's quite new, but I think it's all known to us. It's just that they have organized it into this thing, but otherwise all these things are needed. It's known to us, isn't it? We know that all these things can lead to success, but how you organize it and make it convincing for the students is what makes that difference. So the task you can also do, these are some tasks for you. You must be having an idea of an ideal student. Just see whether this idea, this thought of Vespa fits in there, and how will you assist your students, learners, to develop these 5 Vespa characteristics, whether they are able to develop this. How can you help them? This is an exercise which I think all of us can do. How can we assist our learners? If we can jot down a few points where what all things we can do to develop each characteristic, how you can mentor it into the students. That would be a good exercise for all of us. And how do you deal with restraining forces? There are so many, we all come across a lot of restraining forces. How you deal with that? How you handle negativity? That is something which we all need to work on, and we all can help students. Like for an example, restraining force can be, you are falling behind, a student is falling behind with the content of my course. He's not able to keep up with the content of the course. The reason for it may be that he is not attending the classes regularly. How can that student overcome this issue? He can attend all tutorial and subject sessions. So how you deal with the restraining forces is the important thing. There may be so many restraining forces that the student may come across. He is not getting adjusted to the hostel. When he came to the institute, after leaving home, he is not able to adjust to the hostel. So because of that, he is not able to study. So how will you overcome that? If you are able to make him understand what the restraining forces are, and if we can guide him through that and tell him that, see, you have to come out of it, somehow work on it. You think of things, I can also help you. You can share with me, confide in me what you feel is blocking you from performing well. Then I can help you out, or you can help yourself out. So if these things can be conveyed to the students, then I think they will be able to handle these restraining forces. So now this is something which again you can discuss. What changes can you make in your institution? So these are ideas where you can work on as a FDP. You can organize FDPs in your institute. I think the 3 workshops, you have plenty of things, plenty of content for small FDPs within your institution. So what changes can you make in your institution to support your learners in developing their soft skills, to create a Vespa mindset, and overall help them in achieving good placements? So now I've come to an end of this. I think if we had more time, we could have even discussed on this with moving into breakout rooms, but we have to focus on the change project presentations. And because of my laptop, we are already late by 15 minutes. So would you all need a break? Would you all need a break for 10 minutes?
Wonderful session, madam.
Yes, madam, we need a break.
Ma'am.
Although surrounded by so many problems, but I'm enjoying the sessions
No.
as much as possible.
Really.
Yeah, but I was on time for the session and I was waiting, and in the process of waiting for you people, something happened to my laptop and then it started working on updates. It took so much time. I was feeling so restless and I was trying to look for and unfortunately, this was the first time that I did not put the presentation on my mail. Otherwise, I could have done this from my phone also. But then I did not do it, and I was feeling, that kind of very, what do you say?
We can understand, madam, what you are feeling.
Yes, you can understand, See,
Ma'am, will you be sharing this, sharing the PPTs like last few workshops? Some of them.
Pardon me?
Will you be sharing the PPTs?
Yeah.
Some of them
Haven't you got the previous?
Okay, it's been previous day. Probably it was. I have not checked last night actually.
Okay. I think Moy madam would be sharing it.
Okay, because many of those points I have already covered in my that I practiced, that I reported also. But you also showed some new things, as you already said that you will be getting more of in my presentation. So I will do that later in the second, third phase. I just completed first phase of that. So second and third phase I will also implement that.
Yeah, you can.
Someday.
Certainly. Okay, then. So how much time would you like for a break? 5 minutes? 10 minutes?
Madam, after the break, what we are going to have immediately?
We are going to have the change project presentation.
Okay.
Sumanto, are you there?
Yes, madam. Here. Actually,
did you speak to madam?
Yes, I talked to madam. Has no problem, and also I talked to other master trainers also. They also have no problem if they can also join after 11:30.
Okay, so it's almost 11:30. Can we start at 11:40 then?
Yes, no problem, madam. Up to you. Then.
Is it okay for all of you? 11:40 is fine.
Yes, madam.
10 minutes.
Yes, it's fine.
Okay, then see you after some time. We'll get back a little later.